announcements. As it's loading, it'll start moving. See, now you're adding Kevin. See how it moves when people,
Yeah.
so I would just let it load a little
Okay.
bit and then start adding them because it keeps jumping around.
Okay, can you cut off these upper lights? Okay, this way, see if this light works. I don't know how to turn it on. That first light.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, just getting it going. Let's go.
Hey, I got your message, essay. So are you speaking down in Cabo?
No. That's for up here. It's the background thingy for when I have a function or something. Because I was looking for like, the
okay,
pictures.
cool.
Yeah, so we have something planned for the 23rd. So we need got a backdrop being done. So people get pictures in front of them. Yeah, so I figured follow the best. You've done it. So
I love it. I love it. Well, I mean, Dre can always help you out with that too, you know? So that's a big thing.
What?
Dre, my assistant Dre can help you with that also. So
okay, cool.
That's easy stuff.
Easy
Mitch,
stuff.
what's going on?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Look at Betty Gale's in the red.
All right. Very
Love it.
nice.
So we just came out of the Alpha meeting, Mitch and I.
Yeah, that was good.
Coming into this one. So I'm trying to make everybody panelists and so forth.
I'm gonna have to sign out and come back. My laptop's going down. I didn't bring my cord, so I'll be back in.
Okay, come on back in. Bobby's there. Where's Bobby?
Hey, he's there somewhere. I saw him there, I think.
He's coming in at some point. This is Dennis.
Hey, boys and girl, Betty.
What's up, Dennis?
Let's
What's
see.
up, buddy?
Guys getting ready for well, you guys not leaving till Sunday, right?
I'm leaving Saturday. Yep. It's gonna be fun. We have a good group going, huh?
Yeah,
We had a lot of fun.
It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
there it is.
I've been detoxing my liver all week, just to be clear.
There you go.
Betty,
There's Bob.
we need you to come next year, Betty, huh? A little too much this year. Yeah.
I'm looking for babysitters for my 9-month-old over there. So Mitch, if you or Betty, I mean, you're more than welcome.
Find somebody. Don't worry.
Well, you know, my wife might do that for you, Randy.
Oh, that's not. I'll take her up on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, if you guys want a date night, we'll babysit for at least a half hour for you.
Perfect. That'll do it.
Awesome.
There you go.
And it's all set, so we can get it all set on there. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of things I have to do as we get it rolling. Okay, we're live on the tribe
Right
on
on the
ESP
tab,
Workplace. So we're getting that all set.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's
Not
good.
bad.
I like the light. I think it gives me a good light. Okay. So let's talk about our topic today. Let's hop into it because we're already 5 minutes in. You know, we wanted to talk today about lead gen and different lead sources and so forth. I know everybody's having problems right now, not only getting listings because it's so tight. You know, the number I heard the other day is in the United States, there's 567,000 properties on the market. So to put that into context, in 2009, there were 2.82 million houses on the market.
Wow.
So
Easy, right?
567,000 compared to 2.82 million in 2009. So that's
But you know what's interesting about that, guys? is the actual sales are up about 16%. So
Right.
there's just so many buyers out there right now.
Right.
Well, there used to be so many properties that weren't selling. People would put them on the market, and
Yeah.
that's what's so great about this market is that you get a listing, it's a guaranteed sale. You know, that's why
Yeah.
listings are so valuable right now.
Yeah, there's just no standing inventory. That's all. There's inventory, just not standing inventory. It just goes.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we're down to I think we're down to 2 weeks here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we're under that, so.
AP, you got Matt in the Matt Battiati in there to bring in.
Okay, everybody hops in late and then I have to make them a panelist. Let's see.
All right.
All right, Matt's coming on. Here we go. Yeah, so I think that's a big thing that everybody's been talking about is how do you generate the right leads, whether it's buyer leads or investor leads, second home leads, Airbnb leads, or listings, right? We did a number of conversations about how to get listings. Matt had everybody on this panel had some great points on how to get the listings. Now we want to talk about, okay, so the majority of buyers out there, you know, I heard a great stat the other day that when somebody launches their business in real estate, and I know we have a lot of newer people out there, the first 5 to 7 transactions they do is usually, if they launch it correctly, to their sphere or to the people that they're connected to, right? So a lot of the agents out there are working with buyers, and it's a tough go right now in the buyer realm because agents are bringing everything to market. They're waiting. They are allowing it to season for 4 or 5 days, and then they're looking at all the offers. It's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. It's pretty amazing. So let's talk about that, Mitch. I know that you were driving a lot of online leads. I know you've looked at OHO, you've looked at OpCity, you've looked at a lot of these different companies that are actually free to agents to sign up and get leads. They just have to pay a referral. Can you touch upon that? And what did you find out about that?
Sure. And just so you know, I got to let Craig back in. So monitoring it for you so we can have 2 eyeballs. Yeah, so, you know, I actually talked to a bunch of my agents about it to see what they were doing and what they liked. And the consensus was all of them really liked OpCity as a way to generate leads free. I think it's 35 or 38%. I don't remember the exact number. But I have one of my agents and she did, I think, 30 transactions last year from them. So it's free for, you get the leads for free. They do a live connect. So you're getting connected directly, almost like a Zillow lead, except you're paying on the back end, which is great. So to me, generating your own leads obviously is great. And I think it's important to understand the hierarchy of a lead. Let me talk about that for a minute, because I think it's give me the lead mind. It's that here goes. All right, so there's a hierarchy of leads, and a lot of people have to understand that because you have to determine what lead source you're going to use, but how much time does it take to convert that lead source? All right. So I'm going to take it from the worst to the best. So the worst are Facebook leads. All right. Why are Facebook leads the worst? They're the least expensive, a couple bucks, right? $1 or $2. But people are just scrolling down and say, oh, look at the shiny object. Let me click on that. And now you got a lead, right? Nobody's doing that. So the close rate for a Facebook lead, by the way, this is a generalization. I know there's some people out there that are killing it. The close rate is 1 out of 300. All right, that's the conversion rate on Facebook leads. Then you move up the line to AdWords, pay-per-click leads. Pay-per-click leads are sponsored leads on Google, and I think some people still use Yahoo, right? And those are people searching for you. So my area here is searching Melbourne real estate or La Jolla real estate or wherever, or Philadelphia, who wants to live their real estate. Nothing personal, Craig. So those leads, at least they're searching for you, and they have a typical average of about 1% conversion. And by the way, all of this matters on how much you actually follow up. When we were peaking at our conversion rates on pay-per-click, we were doing 6%. Rockstars are doing 3%. But the reality is the national average is actually 0.75%, but we'll round up to 1 to be nice. So the next one is your property inquiry leads. These are realtor.com and Zillow leads. These are nationally closing at 3%. However, if you're a rock star, when we had the ISA company, we're averaging about 15% close rates on Zillow and realtor.com leads. Those are property inquiries. I mean, someone was looking at a property and say, hey, I want more information on this property. And then we go to open house leads. And then we go to, which I don't have a conversion rate for that for national average. And then we go to personal referrals. That's the hierarchy of leads. So you got to decide on which route you want to go and how much work you want to put in. As you go up the line, with the exception of referral leads and open house leads, you're paying a lot more money for the lead. $2 for a Facebook lead, $10 to $20 for a pay-per-click lead, $40 to I've seen $150 for a realtor.com Zillow lead. I think La Jolla, they're probably even more expensive than that, right? So it just depends on what you want to see.
Mitch, where would you put the referral providers like OHO and OpCity in this hierarchy, you think?
Yeah, so I put them in the realtor.com and Zillow category.
Like around the property inquiry?
What was that?
Property inquiry.
And the property inquiry, because they're people inquiring on a property at OpCity, so that's how they're getting those. So it's the same thing to me. Sorry, I should have said that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and so those are good. And again, the reason why our agents like the OpCity is because it's a live transfer. Now, the downside to live transfers is you'd have to be ready, right? If you're not ready, you're going to be in trouble. So you got to know when OpCity does it. And the way they do their business is they take a realtor, sign up with them within I think it's a 15 or a 20-mile radius, and the first person responds gets them. But they also pay attention to your close rate on them. If you're not closing good with them, they will take you out of the system. So that's it. So you can do Facebook all day long. It's just you got to know the work that's involved to do that. We can have someday we'll do a whole lead conversion class just on internet leads. Maybe that we'll do that next couple of weeks. But that's the hierarchy of leads. And so far, per my agents who are working leads, since I don't work leads, OpCity seems to be their favorite one.
Well, let's go over to Randy. Randy, in the past, did CT Homes either buy leads or get leads from other online sources that you had to pay them a referral?
No, we never did. I mean, because we just have our own lead source coming in from the investment properties, which that's kind of how we built out our brokerage, really, from just organic lead flow. However, now that I'm in charge of growing the SoCal team, right, and also the national team, I'm a lot more engaged in all these things that you guys are talking about. So like I'm on the beginning stages of really setting up like OpCity. So I set up OpCity for my team because as a team leader, you could get a team account. So I have a team account, right, for OpCity, and then I invite agents that want to participate, but I really make them understand, like, look, like if you just join because it sounds fun, like this isn't that, right? This is something that you have to commit to. I need you to watch these trainings that OpCity will give you, and I will email those to you. Like you need to engage into that platform and go all in. Otherwise, you're going to be one of those agents that says, oh, OpCity doesn't work, right? Because majority will say that, and it's only because of them. It's not because OpCity doesn't work, it's they don't work, meaning the agent, right? They fail on understanding the depth of how to actually be a successful OpCity agent with those leads. So I really, and even though I set the tone and I tell them, does it mean that they all do it the right way? No. And that's the problem with our industry is like agents are looking for the fast buck, right? Oh, like if it's too hard, then this can't work. Like, no, like anything takes time. So what I tell these agents, look, the way OpCity works is I'm talking to the account managers, so they reveal a lot more kind of the behind the scenes, right, to the team leader. So like with OpCity, for example, the truth is that you are on the beginning, you're at the bottom of the barrel, like period, right? So you're going to be getting leads, and you're going to see leads like we're getting $100,000 in San Diego. It's like, yeah, like that's not possible in San Diego. However, I tell them still accept the lead, accept the lead when it shows up on your iPhone on the app. Be the one of the first ones, because there's an algorithm in the background scoring you all the time automatically, right? It's not some people manually, watching. No, this is an algorithm in the background. So every move you make gives you a score, up or down, right? So accept every lead, no matter what, even a lease lead, because we know on this that most leads are not going to work out to be a real lead anyway, but now you're improving your score inside the algorithm. And I tell them, look, would it be okay? Would you be okay if I just have you talk to random people all the time about real estate and you don't have to leave your house? That's literally what you're being set up for. You're going to have conversations with that $100,000 purchase lead, which doesn't make any sense in San Diego, but now you get to build a relationship with that person, practice your scripts, number two. So you get to get comfortable talking to buyers, and then educate them, because what I said, sometimes they make a mistake on the number they put in. Sometimes they're just literally need to be educated. And then if they are not the right buyer at that moment, or they're not ready, then you stay in touch with them and turn them into a referral source, because you're the one that actually build a relationship with them, right? But it's not going to happen if you never accept that lead. So to me, I tell them, like, you can't look at these leads and based on the number you see when the lead comes in, because you will literally decline everything, and then goodbye Opcity. You might as well just get off the platform. So that's just my I want to give you guys, whoever's starting out as a newer agent and you're looking at these platforms, please, like, dive deep into the trainings. They literally tell you how to succeed in these apps. Like, I just got off the phone with Ojo. Is it Ojo or Ojo?
It's Ojo.
Ojo. Okay. I thought it was Ojo, but
Well, we live in Southern California, so we pronounce everything with a Spanish accent, right?
That's
A Mexican accent. Ojo.
Ojo.
It means eye.
Jamul. La Jolla.
Yes.
Yeah.
La
That's good.
Mesa.
I just want to throw a quickie on that, just for the people that are just especially doing leads or pay-per-click leads, or if someone asked me about Make It Rain in the chat box. If you're really, really good, right, and you get a 3% conversion rate, that means 97 leads out of 100 suck. And you have to understand that. So don't get all upset about it. Just know that 97 leads are going to be good. You're looking for the 3 pots of gold in those 97 leads. And so it's, and that's how you got to look at it. I used to have agents all the time. It's strictly a mindset thing. And, the old adage is, everyone that's not a good lead is a good lead. That leads you to a good lead, right?
Yep. And yeah, that's a good point, because that's where you can quickly get discouraged. But again, you're not leaving your house. These leads come to your phone. You just have to be quick on accepting them. Yep. And if you're not, then it's tough on you. The algorithm scores you lower. So let me give you kind of some insights, like what goes on behind the scenes of Ojo as an example, because I just got off the account manager with Ojo yesterday, get off the phone. And I just signed up with them 30 days ago, right? Just to test it out. I'm always under, if I'm going to present something to my team, I want to experience it myself first, right? I want to see what it feels like, how it is to use it. I want to engage with it, and then I can communicate the value of it better to my team. So now I'm experiencing also with Ojo, and one thing I already see the difference between Opcity and Ojo as an example. I've been in the Opcity system for probably 6 months as an account, as a team leader. The account manager has not reached out to me to have a check-in call to see how I'm doing. Now, Ojo, as an example, they text me and emailed me, the account manager, and said, hey, we should do a 30-day check-in just to see how you guys are doing. I want to know about your experience, the good, the bad, what we can improve. So I literally got on the phone with this lady, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, for 15 minutes. And she was like, okay, guys, so okay, Randy, so your open rate, and some of these things I can't even see. She's like, your open rate is at 89%. Their target is 80. She's like, so you're doing good, right? So here is me. I'm just testing it. myself right now. So I'm getting it on my thing. I'm at boom, boom, accept. But then she says, when you get it on your phone, the open rate is tracked, but she says you're accepting 47% only. So I would encourage you to raise that up. And one of the things you can do is accept or decline. And she's like, one of the myths is that if you decline a lead, that the score for you will go down. And she's like, that's actually not true in Ojo. She's like, we would rather see you decline a certain lead. Of course, not all of them, because those track it, but instead of not answering at all, right? So if you're not answering it, that actually goes against you worse versus accept or decline, okay? Now, of course, you want to accept more, right? And know that even if you accept most of the leads right away, you'll still lose by being second or third, like 80% of the time. Like, so don't worry about the fact that you're accepting $100,000 lead, because the chances of you winning that are still not that high, right? Because it's being sent to maybe 5 other agents, and whoever clicks on that faster than you gets it. Now, at the same time, when you accept the lead, you might be told you're second or third in queue. What does that mean? Well, that means that they're working on the live transfer as you're basically waiting potentially that it might be transferred back to you if they can't get a hold of the agent that accepted the lead. And that has happened to me actually, where someone accepted the lead, the agent, and then they must have gotten out of service. So the live transfer never actually happened. So then they went to the second agent in queue, which was me. And then they connected me with that client, even though I wasn't the first one to accept it. So just be mindful, if you're second or third, still wait around for a few minutes, because they might actually call you, right? And when I say they, that's Ojo representative with the lead on the phone, and they connect you, introduce you as their go-to agent in the area they're searching, right? And you're gonna know on the app exactly what property they inquired about. So you already have some information to go off, and you can engage in the communication. And they literally give you scripts right on the app on what you should say. So again, if you don't actually engage and learn what the script is, and you can literally, as you're on the phone, on your Bluetooth things, you can literally read the script right there. If you're brand new, like if you're brand new, you just read it and it works, right? So to me, I think when you're getting started right now, this is a gold mine that honestly, I don't know, I'm gonna ask you guys, 5 years ago, this was not around. Every single lead source you had to pay for up front. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is something I feel like this transition has happened over the last couple of years only. Is that true? Like most of these?
I think that's true. I think a lot of the lead sources have moved to paying them at close of escrow referral, where before, agents had to invest up front and spend money up front, and it was hit or miss. Now you can sign up for free, get leads, convert them, be in the game for free, but you have to pay them on the back end. And we've all kind of experienced that. But listen, we pay referrals all the time, right? We have a huge referral network with EXP that's worldwide. I made 100,000 offer referrals just this month alone. And I think the key is just connecting people and so forth. The other thing, Randy, that was great stuff on Ojo. And I think everybody should sign up for that. My friend Chris Huller is part of the management committee there running it. He's a great guy. We have OpCity, we have Ojo.
I have a list of about 30 of these. If anybody wants to email me, I'll send it to you.
Can you put it in the chat, Betty Gales?
Yep, it's bettygales@gmail.com.
Okay, Betty Gales at Gmail, and she will send you a list of 30 lead generation sources that you can do. I want to ask Randy one final question before we move on to the guy with the best hair on the screen. Or I got to move over to Dennis, and he just got out of his Porsche, so you can see his hair is up in the air because he had his head out the window. But Randy, another thing I want to touch upon, and I know we're talking about leads. What's the key lead source that has helped CT Homes over the years? What's the key lead source? I want you to touch upon that and give me 30 seconds how these people can can connect with those lead sources that are listing homes over and over and over and having opportunities for buyers over and over and over.
Yeah, so I mean, for us, the key is building relationships with investors. So CT Homes is our investment company. Realty National team is the retail side, the brokerage side. So we leverage CT Homes activities as an investment company to generate leads for our brokerage side, right? So if you are out there, and I would encourage you, I think we talked about this a couple months ago, is build relationships with investors because they have inventory that's being rehabbed that you can know about before it hits the market. So now you have this hook, right, to when you're potentially working with buyers. But I would try to get in the door of doing open houses for investors because it's the easiest house to do an open house at. It's the most beautiful because it's renovated. It's the most accessible because it's vacant, right? And you can do an open house at it every single day of the week because it's vacant. And investors, they don't mind. If you want to hold my house open every day, go for it. Now you have to be good and give them feedback each time. And if you don't, then we'll take you off our list, right? But the reality is, if you know a few investors or get to know, even if they have their go-to agents already, that's okay. Ask for the weekday open houses opportunity because the good agents that they already have a relationship, they probably do the weekend ones. Great, take the weeknight ones.
That's right. And that's a good point, you guys. And the other thing too is when you do weeknight open houses, people that walk into those open houses are true buyers, especially on a weeknight. And you don't have any competition. Nobody else is doing open houses during the week. Make that house your office, make that house your environment, and you'll win. You know, that's a big thing. The average person sells a house every 7 years. The average investor sells a house usually between every 6 to 8 months. So go to the target rich environment, search your MLS, see who has vacant listings, see who has remodeled listings, and try to start doing those listings and then be really good with your feedback communication. All right, I want to go to Dennis. I know he just got out of his Porsche. You can tell by his hair. Go ahead, Dennis. What lead sources are you using to get leads?
So the lead source that I use is called Home Gain. And that's one that Mitch, I don't know, 15 years ago, you hooked me up with them. So I've been using them for like 15 years, literally. Spent hundreds of thousands of dollars with them. So people in San Diego, I buy all the leads they have in San Diego, so don't try. But if you're in other parts of the country, it's a great source. You can always email me. I'll drop my email in a chat and I can hook you up with my sales rep, Doug, really good guy. Betty, I think I set you up with them several years ago, and I know you were on and off with them. But you know that, like Mitch was saying earlier, guys, you know, I mean, I make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year off these leads. Most agents do it for a month or two and then they quit because they didn't close the deal, which is pretty good for me, right? Because it's less competition with driving up the prices per lead. So, so literally, Pete, I just strictly use Home Gain for my online lead source for sellers and buyers. So they also have traffic for sellers. I sent to my home evaluation page I shared with you guys a couple weeks back.
Okay, awesome. Let's go over to Bobby, the best hair in the business. There he is, Bobby 2.0. Tell me what's happening. You got to unmute. He's going to try to unmute.
All right, good morning. Hey, Betty, was it your email at Gmail? Was that right?
Yeah.
BettyGales@gmail.com.
Okay, great. I will send you an email. Okay, so first off, this is definitely a love-hate relationship for me with internet leads because I feel like as agents, we spend a lot of time and a lot of money chasing these leads, and you know, we really are chasing them because we have to, you know, do so much work to get them on the phone. So for the people that are watching that are maybe just getting started, I wouldn't focus on this as your main business. This is something that you're building a team with. You're getting leads for your team. You should make sure that your basics are covered, your sphere, your past clients, your friends, building a network of referral partners, all of the basic stuff. Once you've done that, then you go on to this. Just be careful not to spend all of your time, energy, and effort on these, because I mean, I'll tell you right now, I've spent a lot of money, a lot of time, and I'm like this all the time, chasing my tail with all these leads, as opposed to, one client called me up the other day and says, I want to sell 6 properties. This is a past client of mine. So, and I haven't talked to that guy that much, I mean, I've kept in touch with him, but we all need to be hitting our past clients a lot more. But the one thing with the lead aggregators is what this is called. All these guys are basically selling back our own leads to us. Make sure it's free, because there's a ton of companies that will call you up and say, hey, we can send you leads, but it's $500 setup thing. Never do that shit. You're never going to get leads from those companies, especially if you've never heard of them. You want to stick with reputable companies. If you want to find your niche of what you're looking for. So for example, if you're a luxury agent, go to Google and punch in luxury homes for sale and see what pops up, see what big companies are advertising Google dollars. So you might see realtor.com or Zillow or some of the other companies in there, and make sure you're on their list. Make sure you want to find out who is advertising to your niches. Because we all know that riches are in the niches. So make sure you're focused on that. Let's see. Biggest thing on these is, what is your system for follow-up? Because if you're not fast and if you're not setting the appointment right away, you really have no chance. And the algorithms are looking for you to come in as fast as possible and put meetings scheduled. So that's really the first thing that you want to be doing on the call is, when can we set some time to either do a Zoom or an in-person meeting? That's really the first thing that everybody should be doing on every lead, but in particular these leads, that's what they really want. I do work with a bunch of the vendors out there, OpCity, Ojo. To me, those are kind of the weaker ones. HomeLight, Ideal Agents are probably some of the better ones out there. Have a little bit more systems in place. But let's see. The one thing that's been helpful for us is video messages. So when we get the lead, we're sending a video message right away. Explaining how we can help them, what's different about us, because there's 20,000 plus agents in San Diego. We got to show what's different about us. And then the other key is staying in touch. And I'm sure Dennis probably have closings this year from 5 years ago that were leads. And so it's that constant follow-up, but it's also, what are you doing on a mass scale? Are you sending out mass market updates to everybody, making sure that people are seeing the consistency? If you're doing just an email to one guy and another email to another guy, and you don't have that consistency where the whole buckets, I like to call them, you want that whole bucket of leads to be getting something that's going to make them want to act. A great program right now is cash buyer program. So we're calling up every buyer prospect and we're saying, hey, this is what you need to do to be successful in this market. Talk to my lender. Get that engagement from your lender right away. Don't try and do these leads by yourself. Get them with your lender, get the lender nurturing that lead along with you. There's plenty of times where my lender calls me up and says, Bobby, remember that guy you gave me 6 months ago? Well, I finally got him ready. He's good to go. Boom, now he hands him back to you. That's a partnership. That's a team approach. And you just have to make sure you're teaching them how to do that. So that's pretty much it I got for you. It's
there you go, Bobby 2.0. Look at that hairdo. Here, go ahead, Betty Gills out of South Carolina, my sweetheart, my Southern Belle. Tell me what you're doing to generate some leads down there.
Well, I love HomeBot. I use HomeBot, and every Monday they get an email, a pretty sophisticated email about the value of their home. I do a disclaimer on the first one, like, this may not be accurate. Call me, of course, if you want an accurate CMA. But what I can do, I can see who's opening. Do it by itself through Follow-Up Boss and then use Zapier to integrate it.
And you can do it through your lender. Like Bobby was saying, tie the lender in. The lender will pay for the home bot for you to send it to any clientele you meet at open houses or you meet online or any online lead gen. And then that acts as their Redfin or their Zillow type of approach to finding properties. So that's a good way to do it where it doesn't cost you anything.
Building teams and so I've applied with I believe Homelight, and I think we applied with Ideal Agent. Anyway, so anybody has insights for everyone listening, because I also don't want you to be discouraged if you don't get approved, right? So however, some of the other ones, they're shifting a lot of their focus to bigger teams. So you might not get approved as a single agent, I believe, with some of them. So anyone has insights for our audience about that, so that way they know, like, okay, which ones.
I think it's just sitting down, setting them all up and being relentless. I do agree with Randy. I mean, you can prioritize which one's going to be the best if you're a single agent, but why not try all of them and put all your lines out there in the water. Don't just fish at one hole, have the lines all the way out. When people come in, it's speed to lead, and then it's creating that connection. Side angle, you can talk to things like that. That's what people want to hear. And you got to be excited, and you have to really want to connect with them and help them. You have to come from a place of being in service to them. Betty Gills, that was great stuff. I'm going to jump down to Matt Battiata. He's not bragging. He's just applying for a job, you guys. That's it. Go ahead, Matty.
Hey guys, good morning. So I'm not a big, I don't use any of the referral ones. I have used Homelight. So maybe that's the one that I do use that I get leads from. About KV Core is it literally, text your cell phone the minute you have a lead. And I think it's really important. I use BombBomb for videos to follow up with the leads, and you can just record a quick video, takes 2 seconds and goes out to the lead. I wouldn't go on the feeling that, Facebook ads are such a low rate and everything, because I think it does vary on how you follow up. And, I try to get leads online. The other thing that I think is important is when you promote a single property, advertise, homes with pools, homes on golf courses, homes, you can still advertise foreclosures. I mean, short sales, et cetera. Those are buzzwords that buyers are always looking for. Everybody wants a deal, right? Distress sales, et cetera. So homes on acreage, homes on a minimum of 2 acres. They're all things that people are looking for. Homes under $1 million, whatever it is you want, homes under $2 million. And those have a much broader appeal to the buyer than one particular hundreds of buyers that have not been able to find a house and they're just waiting. And they may not really be working with anybody. Or what I find is very common is they were working with the agent got kind of tired of, trying to find them a house for whatever reason, has fallen off the map. And so you can follow up with them. What else? I still do direct mail. It's very antiquated, obviously, but it does work. You just have to be consistent. Yeah, Dennis. Dennis, yeah, I always show these 4-page mailers that I do. And
One's not yet, but it might be, right? So
Yeah.
So you got to be consistent. Years ago, I remember a trainer that I worked with said, everything works and nothing doesn't. So if you do nothing, you're going to get nothing. Everything works to a degree. It's all kind of trial and error, and you need to track, obviously, what's working, what's not working. But you gotta, it's all about the follow-up. And that's what I love about KV Core. A lot of people on this call have where I am, when I get a text message on my phone, unless I'm in like a listing appointment, I will call them or text them. And texting is a better way to follow up, by the way, because a lot of people won't pick up the phone when they're getting a call from a number they're not familiar with. So that's what I got.
All right, awesome stuff. I love it.
It's
Great
hard to
stuff.
follow up Bobby, you know what I mean? He covers everything and then you just repeat it.
Oh, and he has a little more hair than you. Let's go over to Craig Lurch in Philly, who looks like he just had
what the guys have talked about. Ojo, I'm using new. I've been about 3 months with it. Not a lot of stuff's coming from it, but it is that click time. But I learned that through being on this mastermind group over the past couple months. The number one thing is back to what Matt said is I am using the Facebook and the Instagram, really focusing on knowing that KV Core system. If you master the KV Core, all the homes with pools for sale, people want pools instantly. Anybody that wants to be on a golf course, you can make those landing pages and they're coming directly to your KV Core. And these were things that I didn't have those tools before, but I have them now. The other thing that I did was I jumped on your bandwagon from meeting you the first time, Pete, was I actually finally got a mobile app. I used the guy Kerb. Domain names. We set up 3 different links to it, but they all link back to my KV Core website, which is what we use with the XP. But the key is the second they click on it, boom, we've got it. It's there. It's now pinging me. Plus, it ties right into the multiple listing, and it's not going into Zillow, Redfin. You're now and I'm calling them saying, hey, by the way, I've sent this to a couple people. I don't know you. How did you get it? And they're like, oh, my friend said it was a great place to search. Okay. I mean, there's an email spot, there's a phone spot. It is awesome. So that's what I've been doing, taking that and sending it to my clients and asking them to send it to their friends because it's something new and fangled that no agents really. We're now putting QR codes on all the stuff that goes out, that goes right back, that somebody can just click a picture, boom, and it feeds right into our KV Core 2. So those are the things we're using, the tools that are there. And again, you do nothing with it, you get nothing.
Yeah,
You got to learn it. You got to sit and you got to go at it.
I love your mobile site. I love the site that Bill built for you. It moved, it was interactive. The video is key. That knows what they're doing and is connected to the community a lot of times. So you have to remember, you guys, everybody has alphabet soup after their name, and they're the number 1 or number 5%, number 10%. Nobody knows what's real. So if you have videos really explaining your areas and the demographics and how to find the best opportunities and search for those opportunities, people are going to come to you. And then it's just connecting. That you see people doing. I know that you have a follow-up system that you can share with everyone. From the time the lead comes in, what are the steps?
Yeah, so it's really actually really simple, and there's a lot of mistakes that are made from everybody. Firstly, phone calls. 42% of all leads are never called. I know somebody, I think Matt mentioned texting. So here's the challenge with texting. $10,000 leads per month. What we found is we would call leads, and this is a pay-per-click lead. A Zillow Realtor, a property inquiry lead's a different time frame, but we would call leads the first day within minutes, the third, every other day at that point, 4 times. Always leave messages, send text, go to their house and knock on their door. We didn't care. After 4 times, you just don't care. But we found the conversion rate afterwards is a lot. The number goes down dramatically as far as your contact rate, not your conversion rate, your contact rate. So the thing that you have to understand about internet leads in particular is generating, we used to generate 1,000 leads a month for our agents, and we knew out of 1,000 leads, we would get a hold of 680 of them, right? And we knew out of 680 of them, we would get, 300 of them would continue staying on the site working. Those are the ones we worked. So really, we worked about 30% of the leads to create a 6% conversion rate from raw registration leads. So it's really in your the content. Sometimes it's about the contact. You need to be in front of them when it's time for them to buy or sell. You have to set them up in a drip campaign. Drip campaigns are really important, but I've seen so many drip campaigns that are screwed up because people don't do them correctly. I'll create a link for next week and put it in here for the drip campaign that we use. But drip campaigns, I got a drip campaign the other day from an agent, and it was a recipe. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. If I'm looking to buy or sell a house, I don't care how to make goulash. So it was really keep them very, very to the point, very, very short. 1 paragraph, maybe 2 paragraphs. If you have more to say, do a link to something else. But you have to assume that everybody's like me, ADD, and if it's more than a paragraph, I'm just not reading it. And so you have to go that way. It's really, and then it's follow up, and you got to follow up based on buying time frame. So if someone's buying in a year or more, you don't need to call them once a week. Every couple of months is fine to stay in touch with them until they get down to 6 weeks, and then every 6 weeks we call them. When they get down to 6 months, I'm sorry, and then when they get to 3 months, we call them once a month. When they get them to a month, we call them once a week, or as needed. So you don't want to harass people, But the other part, and I'll touch on this real quick, I know we're going to run short on time, is this is relationship building. This is not about you're going to get a sale today from an internet lead. Now, a property inquiry lead maybe, but not a typical lead, Facebook lead or a pay-per-click lead. And you've got to not. So I used to watch my agents. This is why we opened a whole inside sales department. Guys, that should be one of the conversations we have at some point, is an inside sales, right, for everybody. But they would try to get off the phone as quick as possible. When I was calling leads, when I first started doing lead stuff back in 2002, I stayed on as long as possible. You know, we talked about real estate for about 30 seconds. And the rest of it was about their lives, about their families, about all those type of things, because those were the things that built the rapport. And I'll give you an example of that. I make a phone call and we talk to someone. And so I always ask about, do you have kids? And, oh yeah, we got a son who's 11 and daughter who's 13. I go, oh, does your son play any sports? Because I'm an athlete. Oh, well, Billy plays baseball. Oh, when's his next game? Tuesday. Oh, cool. I will be calling on Wednesday. Hey, I just wanted to call and see how Billy did yesterday. That's so powerful to the consumer. That's what builds trust, and that's what builds rapport. Not, oh, so you want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for $1,600. You know what I mean? That's nice for 30 seconds. The rest of the time should be building rapport and spending time on the phone. There you go.
Yeah, so we have around 7 minutes left. You know, Jenny Saint came in. She's the saint of real estate. I want to see what she wants to add to lead gen and what she's been doing. Take it away, Jenny.
Oh, you're funny. Thank you. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Sorry, I was late to the call. I had it at 10 a.m. The saint of real estate. I don't know. Some good stuff, content that you guys have shared already. You know, one of the go-to that Mitch was kind of referring to there is the Ford, which many of you have probably heard of: family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. To have conversation starters with your leads when you call them up and talk to them. I also find that finding out, and this is basic real estate 101, why are they buying right now? What's that most important thing that is driving them to purchase right now? Because when they get tired of writing offers, if that's the case on there, how are we going to keep them in the game to remind them what that driving motivation was when they originally wanted to purchase a home? The home bot, I do have success with that. I think it was Gail that mentioned that. That's a great program. For years and years, I bought Zillow leads. I know you guys hate Zillow, and I don't buy them anymore, but it created a great stream of income. Then all those buyers are now sellers with me. So that worked out well. I do purchase realtor.com leads as well. And I call them right away. I like the idea of a video message though. I just started really getting comfortable with video. So I'm going to start doing that, as responding with a video message to them. And also, I also really like the idea of, and have in the past, partnering with your mortgage lender to kind of double team and following up with them. I missed the first part of the call where somebody mentioned, I think there must be some thread going on about how you can get them as a cash buyer. Maybe it's a bridge loan situation as a hard money loan, so they can purchase cash and then flip it into a traditional type of lending situation. But the bottom line is I have picked up leads in places you wouldn't even believe. I got a lead selling a home in San Diego while I was in Florence, Italy, just talking to people. So I just talk to as many people as I possibly can while I'm out there in the marketplace as well. And grateful to be part of this group. Thanks for allowing me to share a little bit.
There it is. Your saint in real estate, Jenny Saint. I love it. It's good tips. You know, guys, and I think the other thing too, for all the people that are out there, is you can generate leads anywhere, at the bank, at the hairdresser. I mean, just don't be a secret agent. You're not James Bond. You know, who's the other guy there, Dennis? It's not James Bond. It's what? The guy, who did Matt Damon play?
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne. Yeah, you're not Jason Bourne, even though Matt Battiato looks like him. Look at him. And he's running around. He's getting buff for Cabo. But listen, you can generate leads anywhere. And even if you go to events, just be nice to everyone. Talk to the people that are doing corporate services. Talk to the people that check you in. I went to an event in Puerto Rico in January, and the woman who was checking me in was super nice. And I said, "Are you Marcy?" She said, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh, I know we've been emailing." And I said, "Yes." I said, "It's so nice to finally meet you face to face." And I said, "Where are you situated out of?" She said, "LA." I said, "Oh, I'm just down the road. I'm in San Diego." So if you ever know, who do you know of that would like to move from LA? Because LA is not, it's not a bad place. It's not my favorite place. And come down to San Diego, right? Because we live in God's country, I call it, right? This is like heaven. And she said, well, my daughter rents down there and my son's thinking of moving down there. I said, well, where does she live now? Where does he live now? She said, oh, he lives in Tarzana. I said, oh, Tarzana. Now, I don't know where Tarzana is. I know it's near LA. I know Tarzan, the movie, but I don't know Tarzana. So I thought maybe they made the movie out in that area around LA. She said, no, he lives in a condo. We bought it a few years ago. I said, well, he should think of selling it then. He's already crossed 2 years. She said, what do you mean? I thought I had to rent it. I said, you don't need to rent it. He's been living there as his primary, correct? She said, yes. She goes, we helped him out, but it's under his name. I said, yeah, he gets to walk away tax-free. Is he married? She said, oh yeah, he's been married now for 2 years. I said, well, he gets a $500,000 capital gain deduction for free. It's free money. And she goes, oh, I never heard of that. And I explained it to her. She said, when you get back to the real world, otherwise known as San Diego, on Monday, can we touch base? I said, sure. So I called her. She got her son on the phone. He wanted to move. I listed the property on Monday with another agent, EXP, in the referral network. She split the listing with me 50-50. We launched it. We put it on the market Friday. We had showings Saturday and Sunday. We had 9 offers on Monday night. We countered them. We just went into escrow last night for $130,000 above the last sale that happened 29 days ago. So it can happen from anywhere, you guys. The other agent's thrilled. The sellers are thrilled. We're closing in 10 days, all cash. Her son's coming down to buy a house down here. Now he has more money, him and his wife. And that's just from being nice at somebody at a real estate event checking in. Because guess what? Nobody else asked her that question. So make sure you ask the questions. Every day you should be trying to get a couple leads that you can convert, because we eat what we hunt. I love what Mitch said. You have to relate to people. You have to get involved in their lives, understand why are they making this move and what are they looking to do. I want to thank all the panelists. Everybody had great things to say. Next week, we're coming from a tropical location down in Cabo, right, on Thursday morning. That'll be what, Mitch? I think, are they an hour ahead or an hour behind? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think they're the same, aren't they? I thought they were the same.
I don't know.
I thought they were 3 hours. I'm not sure.
No,
We'll
they're an
figure it
hour
out.
behind, I think,
They're
right?
they're an hour ahead of San Diego, I believe.
See, Matt Battiata knows. He's on boats, he's fishing, he's in commercials. He knows time frames. So they're an hour behind. So we'll be coming earlier, but we'll do it from there, from a tropical location. I'll be with a bunch of you guys.
I'm already
All right.
at Cabo. I've been in Cabo for the last 3 months. I mean, look.
I know, look at it. It's great. Well,
We're all
Bobby
gonna
can't
sit in the
go.
same room next to each other.
Yeah, Bobby can't go down there because he can't get his hair done down there. He's got a special hairstylist here. Moving up on the hairdo. That's it. I love it. Betty Gills, great stuff. Jenny, the saint, your saint in real estate, great job. Matt Battiata, Craig Lurch out of Philly Cheesesteak, Phil, Mitch, handsome as ever, and Randy Zimnot. Thanks for coming in off the tropical beach and from a lack of sleep. And we'll see everybody down in Cabo next week. What's going to be our topic next week?
Hey, I was thinking one idea could be, continue talking about leads is maybe like how to tap into relocation leads.
I like that. Or
We could-
international leads.
We could really go on, do everything but internet leads next week.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's do
Today
that.
we talked almost all about internet leads. Let's talk about other non-internet lead. Because this is, I mean, I've got a million of them, and I know you all do too. So why don't we do next week on non-internet leads?
Yep.
Right?
Okay, we'll do everything under the sun because we'll be in a sunny place in Cabo. No offense to anybody who's in the snow, right? Craig Lurch. And
With you.
I know you're going to be with me, but you're in the snow right now. I mean, you're the only example I got. Come on. Next time, have a snow shovel in there. But listen, we're going to be down in the sun. So we're going to do everything under the sun except internet leads to generate business for listings, buyers, relocation, and investors. Okay. Everybody have a great weekend.
Yeah,
Stay
thanks.
positive. Luck of the Irish. We're in the Irish month. and let's have a great time. Sell some real estate. It's a good time. See you guys later. Thanks for your
Hey,
contribution.
guys, take care, buddy.